Mentor here, back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about intrastate versus interstate. Intrastate versus interstate. There's two different forms of trucking that you can run your DOT and your MC under, and I don't think a lot of people know the difference or understand the difference between the two. So I'm going to do a quick video breaking it down. And it's very simple. Intrastate is when you have a trucking company and you're operating within one state. All right, you don't cross state lines. Interstate means obviously you're crossing state lines. So even if you're in one of those weird states, right, where you start in one state, but you may cut through a piece of another state, maybe like a small piece, because your state wraps around another state, and you may cut through a small piece of another state to get to your destination with this in your same starting state, you would still be considered interstate because you cross state lines. Even though it was for a small patch, you would still be considered interstate. So one of the main reasons why I like to educate people on the two, because there's a lot of people that are running intrastate, but they have an interstate DOT. So if you do not cross state lines, you do not need an interstate DOT. And one of the main benefits to being intrastate, now understand a lot of people, this may not apply to a lot of people, but if you are intrastate, your insurance rates drop drastically. All right, your insurance rates pretty much drop half when you're intrastate. And this is no cap. They drop a lot, because you're not operating. You're not operating in a capacity where there's a lot more liability and a lot more risk for the insurance company. I remember when I transitioned from interstate to intrastate. Obviously, everyone knows that my success came in final mile. So my trucks were doing 50, 75 miles a day radius, So when my broker was like, "Hey, Mark, you're not really doing interstate. You need to drop your DOT to intrastate, and your insurance rate will go down drastically." And I saw that, and I did, and I haven't looked back since, because my trucks don't cross state lines. I know how to make money, and I found a lane on how to make money locally. So that's just a little tip or a little tidbit for people who are out there who don't cross state lines. Make sure you don't have an interstate DOT, because you're paying a lot more money in insurance. And another thing, when you have that intrastate DOT, you don't have to worry about that DOT audit. It gets waived. You don't got to worry about that DOT audit when you're running locally. Intrastate, INTRASTATE. When you're running intrastate, you don't have to deal with that. So, little quick informational video.
True story, new story, 2-story condo, B&B, 4 bath, 1 me, no key, like I did a